Hello again everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be sharing my super simple gummy recipe, but first, if you wouldn't mind, hit that subscribe button if you are new here to the channel, and if you already have subscribed, thank you very much, and if you wouldn't mind, please give the video a big thumbs up to show your support. So today guys, I gotta tell you, to get to this point, to share this recipe with you, has been a long road. By far, this gummy recipe has taken me the longest to develop in the kitchen. I have tried everything under the sun on the internet to make gummies, and believe it or not, the simplest of recipes is the best and easiest way to make gummies at home. Now today, I am just going to be showing you my plain Jane gummy recipe. If you are interested in infusing those gummies, I encourage you to check out my video on infusing gummies, and I can leave that link in the description below. Go ahead and check it out. But for today, this is just a 3-ingredient gummy recipe that you can make at home. Now the cool thing about gummies is that you can buy molds on Amazon for anything. You can have Star Wars gummies, you can have worms, you can have bears, you can have anything you want. It's just a family fun event that you can make in the kitchen, and it shouldn't be that complicated. One of my biggest critiques of the internet on these recipes was, why is everybody making it out to seem so complicated? It's not. It really is not. 3 ingredients, go to your local grocery store and you can find them, and I'm going to show you when we get into the kitchen, and you can have gummies within an hour. This whole recipe takes about 15 minutes total. It's crazy easy. But I gotta say, to get to this point, I did a lot of convoluted recipes with blooming and cooking, and God, it was just awful. It was awful. Everybody had a different take on how to get to that point where it was a nice gummy. And it's just not that hard, guys. I hate to break it to you. It's not that hard. Whoever's making these recipes make them seem hard. I got to assume that they either don't know what they're doing in the kitchen, or they're really just trying a roundabout way to make it seem harder than it is so that most people don't do it. Which, you know, it is what it is. But today I'm going to share with you the easy 15-minute 3-ingredient gummy recipe that you can have and share along with all your other friends. And then again, guys, if you want to infuse them, go ahead and check out that video. I'll leave that link in the description below. So let's jump into the kitchen. Let me show you what we're doing in there, and then let's start making some gummies. All right, folks, before we get started on today's recipe, I want to make sure that you have everything you need to get started. So first, you will need a small stove pot, a Pyrex measuring cup. Definitely highly recommend the Pyrex measuring cup. A fork for mixing, and of course, gummy molds. And a big thank you to Magical for sending these gummy molds. So the ingredients are as follows, and these are the 3 simple ingredients: unflavored gelatin, flavored gelatin, and fruit juice. Now, with the fruit juice, you want to make sure that it's refrigerated. You want it to be at a cold temperature, and that's key for this recipe. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to measure out our fruit juice, and that's going to be 1/3 of a cup. So that's right about there. Sorry for the mess there. Let me clean that up. Okay. So now that you have your 1/3 cup of fruit juice, and in this case, we have pineapple fruit juice. Now, it's not from concentrate, and I think that makes a big deal. I did experiment with concentrate, and it just doesn't come out as well. It's not as flavorful. It still gels fine, but the flavor isn't there. But the next thing you'll need is 1 package, 10 grams, of just unflavored gelatin. And so once you add that, you want to mix it around. Now you can use a spoon. I just prefer a fork because I feel like it breaks it up a little bit better. And you want to make sure that most of the chunks of the gelatin are out. And this is very key. All right, so now that that's mixed around, I'll bring it up to you and show you. There's no little chunks in it. All the gelatin is dissolved. Now you're going to take your flavored 3-ounce gelatin and put it in there. Now in this case, guys, this flavor is just one of the flavors I like. I like the orange pineapple. It gives it that very tropical flavor. And you can mix and match with fruit juices and flavors. This is just one that I really like. And so as you can see, it's starting to dissolve and get going. So now we need to let this sit for 10 minutes. Okay, so we just let it sit for 10 minutes. And while that's going on, what I like to do is put water in the pot and get that up to temperature. So when this is done, we can get it right into the pot. So right now I'm going to go fill this with water and get it up to temperature. Meanwhile, this has to sit for 10 minutes. So I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. All right, folks, welcome back. It has been 10 minutes. Our timer has gone off. And so right now, this is the blooming stage of the gelatin. So now that that's all set, our water is nice and warm. We're going to lower this into the water and we're going to mix it around. Now this process takes about anywhere between 3 to 8 minutes. Depends on how hot your water is. You don't want to boil it. You just want hot water. Now, you could microwave this for like 2 to 3 minutes and then bring it out. But the last thing you want to do is burn the gelatin. It will not come out correctly. I have tried it in the microwave. It is super simple, but you have to be very careful. So you have to check it about every 30 to 45 seconds once it gets past a minute 30, because every microwave is different. So that's why I like the stove, but feel free. I will leave the instructions on how to use a microwave in the description below. So for the next 3 to 8 minutes, depending on how hot my water was when I put it in there, I'm going to wait for this to get ready. In the meantime, make sure that your molds are clean and ready to go. So I will see you in a few minutes. And again, guys, if you're looking to use the microwave, I'll leave those instructions in the description below. So I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, folks, so it's been about 3 minutes, and the gelatin is now a very liquid consistency. Now, this is really what you want. You don't want to really boil it or do anything like that. You just want it in a nice liquid form. And this is why the Pyrex is so important, because you can put it directly into warm, boiling type water on the stove without having to worry about any issue. So that's why I say, folks, that you really want to use the Pyrex measuring cup. Again, you can put it in the microwave. I just, don't prefer it. And I don't really like, giving instructions on using a microwave, because everybody's microwave is so different with the wattage and stuff and how powerful it is. So that's why I lean towards using the stove. Now, as you saw, guys, in the time-lapse video, I added a cutting board, and the cutting board is just so it's less mess. It's not necessarily required, but it definitely creates less of a mess when you go to bring it into the fridge. So this looks like it's all ready to go. So I'm going to turn our stove off here, and I am going to pick up our bottle, and I'm going to just dry off the bottom real quick so that no water leaks into our mold. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour all the molds. It's as simple as that. So I'm going to pour these, and then we'll go have it set in the fridge. Alright, folks, so now I'm just going to have these go into the fridge and sit for about an hour. Meanwhile, while that's occurring, you're going to want to make sure that you wash out this Pyrex. it will become extremely sticky. So you're going to want to make sure that you rinse this out and get all that gelatin out of the Pyrex disc so you can reuse it and it's not a pain to wash. So I'm going to go let these sit in the refrigerator for about an hour and then I'm going to show you the final product. So I've taken the gummies out of the fridge and I popped a few out of the molds to show you. Here they are. They look great. You know, some of them have this like a bubbly back. That's normal. You can cut that off if you really want, just for presentation purposes. But overall, to get that, you have to just get rid of that bubbles. You have to just kind of like take a spoon over it just to take the bubbles off of it. But I didn't really do that for this process. These are for my own personal consumption. But yeah, they pop out of the molds really easy. You just go like that and off they come. So yeah, real easy recipe. These were in the fridge a lot longer than I normally do as I just got busy here at the house and you know, forgot about them. So they were in there for about 12 hours. You don't have to leave them in any longer than 2 hours, but for this time we just, you know, left them in the fridge. I got busy. But if you guys have any questions about this recipe, feel free to leave a comment below or send me an email, and that information will be in the description below. And as always, folks, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Those links will be in the description below also. And I really hope you enjoyed this recipe. But until next time, take care, and I will see you in another video.